जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम हरि ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम हरि ओम टू एवरीबॉडी
हरि ओम स्वामी जी।
प्रणाम प्रणाम प्रणाम
हरि ओम नमस्कार नमस्कार
नमस्कार नमस्कार नमस्कार हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम
प्रणाम स्वामी जी।
प्रणाम 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 So yesterday we were made to dwell upon the various aspects we have to bring it in our mind while taking to chanting. Today we will go through it again and again because that is the very important tool through which we can understand the essence of spirituality. Unknowingly, we would not have given much importance to that. Because during our 6 months exercise, he gives us a feeling that if it is not given thrust or importance to Nama chanting with the right perspective, the whole exercise would become intellectual. When it becomes intellectual, its impact will be not to the extent which we have, which we expect. We may be able to reproduce all those things to everybody, but as far as we are concerned, to what extent it has gone inside, it will be difficult. So along with this churning of the mind, Nama chanting also to be combined, which is what is called meditative chanting. Because that is the easiest path, we can easily remember. Rest of the things, it's a little bit strenuous, it won't be spontaneous, it won't be automatic. But Nama will be automatic because we have been, for years now, for decades now, we have been chanting. So whatever we have now understood from the in-depth study, we try to connect it with Nama chanting, so that it goes again and again. We may fail, we may forget. Many a time we may not be able to bring in, but sometime we may be able to bring, and that will definitely have its own impact. So that is why the importance is given for now, blending the revelations with Ram Nam. Revelation we may forget, but Nama is a regular activity for us. So to make the revelation a daily process, we try to now link, Even here we may fail, doesn't matter. We may not be able to remember everything. Because when we started doing it now, there are about 15 points while chanting Ram Nam. So first we will read and let us see which one appeals to us. In one or two you can put. Nama for knowing the purpose of chanting. Nama for knowing the purpose of chanting. So at one time we can say we are chanting to remember him. The purpose of chanting is to remember him. Second one is Nama for kindling love and devotion for the Lord. Subservience to a higher power, When we go to the temple, what do we do? When we go to the puja room, what do? We do Sashtang Namaskar, Namaskar to the Ishtadevata, Namaskar to the Mahatmas, Namaskar to the idol there. So which is symbolically represented as surrender. Then Nama for transforming faith into trust. So first one was to purpose. We will forget, please. Again you have to go through again. Nama is for remembering him. Nama is for developing love and devotion to him. Nama is for transforming faith into trust. We are honestly, frankly telling Lord, I have faith in you, but I am not sure whether I have the trust in you. I have faith in you, no doubt. But to leave everything to you, I don't know whether I have that. Because in times of crisis, in times of adverse circumstances, whether I am in a position to accept as everything ordained by you, I don't know. Please, so help me. You have made me to develop faith, but you have not made me to convert or transform that faith into trust. With that we chant Ram Nam, no? Like this. And then Nama for feeling protection. We are all his children, so he has to protect us. Again, why should I feel? I think this faith and this protection is interlinked, you know. If I have faith or trust in you, then I don't need any other protection. Your protecting hand is there with me, but still I want somebody to say, okay, we pray for Papa's blessings. Because that Papa's that quotation, you know, that God does not need an intermediary. That clarifies that. So we are praying to him through Nama chanting. You make me aware, give me the feeling that you will protect me. Still, with all this, I still feel I have to ask you. I have to plead. And then, Nama for praying to him whenever I am in distress, you know. Papa prayed, you know, when he was cornered from all parts. Where is rest? Where is peace? So similarly, Nama chanting is for that. Pleading, appealing. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. There is a Puranic story, I don't know how far, about the authenticity, I don't know. One of Lord Shiva's devotee, you know, he was a poet. He composes. He's a musician. He's a musician who composes and sings. So he is the Asthana Sangeeta Vidwan in the Raja Sadas. You know. In Guru days there were kings. And one day another great singer from a different place came there. So as usual the Raja gave him an opportunity to sing, so he called, tom-tomming was done, everybody came and he rendered beautifully. Somehow the pride got into him. So he asked the Raja, is there anybody in your kingdom who can excel me? Otherwise you should give the whole kingdom to me. And he said, next day I will come. So the Raja got perplexed. So he called his Asthana Vidwan and told him, this is the challenge. So you have to somehow help us. You have to render and excel him, otherwise the kingdom will also go to him. So this man, ordinary musician, no, but he went to the temple and composed then and there, and then prayed from the bottom of the heart. And in that prayer, what is the wording? In spite of the fact that I have been honestly feeling my devotion and subservience to you, is this the way to test us? This is too much. What can I do? I cannot face that person. Where is he and where am I? Why have you created this sort of thing? So I don't want to live because I don't want to see the kingdom passed on to him because of my incompetency. So with that, he was about to, at the feet of the Lord, he was about to do like this. And he fainted there. On the same day, where the other man, the person who has challenged, is staying, near him, he started hearing a voice. And in that, the composition is that I am the song, I am the bhava. And then, and I have given you everything and you feel you are doing it. I am there within you, who is making you to sing, and you feel you are singing and you get the pride. But if I stop, everything stops. Like that, the song goes on, and literally everything got stopped when he said that. And again became active. So this great musician heard this. He was also a great person. So he immediately went in search of the person who was singing. He looked to be an ordinary daily wage earner, woodcutter. So he went there and asked him, where from you got this? Oh, he said, I don't sing. I have heard my guru singing. From that I used to get 1 or 2. My guru is behind this. Then he said, where is your guru? He is the Asthana Vidwan of this country, of this kingdom. So immediately he knew, tomorrow if I participate, I will lose everything. So before anybody sees, I will vacate. And he vacated. Nobody knew how he went. So this Puranic story says, when you are in distress, and when you pray from the bottom of the heart, I have nobody else excepting you. Even Dhuli Baba, when he came here, he was telling us his own story. That when he was a Grihastha, and then somehow God prompted him to go on an itinerant yatra. So alone he was going. He reached Pandharpur. So he said, I have heard you giving your darshan and making the devotee feel that he has been taken into your fold. I have been also singing and praying, but so far you have not given me that privilege. If you don't give me that, I am not going to move out of this. I will die here on your feet. So with that feeling, he was banging upon the feet of the Lord of the Pandharpur. Actually, the blood started coming. Suddenly he felt the feet is something like a sponge. It was rock. It was made out of granite, But he felt it was something like a sponge. So he just lifted and looked back. One old man called him. He said, you join me, we will go for it. That is how Dhuli Baba went on tour to Himalayas, and then on his way back, suddenly this old man disappeared. That's what he told us. It had appeared in the vision also. So that also shows when we are earnest, God will definitely hear our words. So Nama chanting should, praying, that's why we remembered. Seeking his intervention in times of crisis. It need not necessarily be a Vyavahari crisis, that also will be there. But here the spiritual, our struggle in reaching him. Then Nama for remembering with gratitude towards him. What all you have been giving, I was not aware. Nowadays I am slowly becoming aware. Because previously I started only everything from me and mine only. So I was not looking back how this me and mine came into being. When I start from this level, I may not know what all you have given. What is this me and mine made of? So Nama chanting can be, when he says meditative chanting, when he says he is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, he is indwelling reality, these are all the words Papa has used. But when we elaborate it, this is how we can look at it. And then Nama for concentration. Everybody, that is our general complaint to him. We want to concentrate, but the moment we close, so many thoughts take us out. And so then we pray, and then he will make us aware, okay, you do that, you start hearing your own chanting, knowingly you chant. Then slowly the Nama will be a fence, outgoing tendencies of the mind will stop, and concentration will be developed. And also witness consciousness, the second one, that is also will become a reality. Stillness, that's also will become. All these things are the dhyana part. So Nama connects us to the dhyana part like this. What are they? Concentration, witness consciousness, stillness or silence, peace, and then connecting with the internal reality. Only these five items, which are normally termed as inward journey, so Nama is interlinked with that. So we pray to him. Today, I think something like this, I don't know whether it cannot be in a set form. But we can say, okay, today we dedicate, we dedicate our Nama chanting for developing this aspect, something like that, So that exclusively we will be, whenever the mind is concentrating on the Nama, we will try to bring in this. Today I want to remember all that you have given to me. The whole half an hour chanting, I will do that. Like that, or 15 minutes chanting for this, 15 minutes chanting for this, 15 minutes chanting for this. So that all these things are covered, Nama chanting becomes more and more effective, and we have no time to think about anything else. And at the same time, all these dimensions, get registered in our mind. And we are actually involving an activity to get itself stabilized. So far we have been hearing it. It is an intellectual knowledge that we have been trying to build up. Now we are trying to put it in the practical way. Think about it. This is how we look at it. And then purifying the mind. That means the me and mine is to be relegated backside. Because we realize that me and mine gets its existence only because of him. And so Nama is gently reminding us, you are not what you assume yourself to be. You cannot exist without me. Then why are you arrogating? Why are you asserting? The next one is peace. name for divinizing all activities. That is seva. Today I dedicate my dedicate my nama for divinizing, bringing him in all my activities. So, right from the time I get up in the morning till I retire to bed, a touch of love, a touch of perfection, a touch of gratitude, a touch of dedication, this I will try to bring. Please help me. For this purpose I am chanting Ram Nam. And the finally is Nama for connecting with the indwelling reality. That is inward journey. He is there. So the Nama helps us not only for remembering him, but also to divinize our activities, for also to equip ourselves, guide us and lead us to inward journey, by which we become aware of his presence within. Anybody would like to say anything?
Hari Om Swamiji. Nama for simultaneously going with all our other activities at once.
That means, we can try. Throughout the day we can try. Never bother whether it has been continuous. Suppose when we get up in the morning, Om Shri Ram Jai, mentally, mental chanting would be very. So first of all, we have to pray to him to train us in mental chanting, because that is very easy rather than this vocal, and nobody will hear also. So the moment we get up, we will have a discipline, 3 times or 5 times or 10 times Nama chanting. Then when we get after keeping the bed, everything in order, suddenly we remember Nama chanting. Okay, then we take the brush or paste, and then put the paste on the brush, one Nama chanting. Like that each one will try in their own way. And when we go and sit in the office, in between here, something to be signed, something to be gone through, something to be drafted. So you are giving me Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram. Give me the needed expertise to handle it beautifully, smoothly. We have to make a move. Then only we will know how to refine it, how to make it practical. This is down to earth, It should be very, very clear to us. That is why he was able to chant throughout. Because all these things, were in his mind. 22 hours the mind was not going out. So in-depth study teaches us that we have to hold on to the name properly, no doubt. And the name, Papa, you remember, Papa used to say, name is all, it's a panacea for everything, it covers everything, you don't have to do any other thing. Means what? We have been doing it, but it has not helped us. So now he makes us to think, you bring in all these. It covers every activity. So far we have also compartmentalized, So far we have been thinking that particular hour, though we may be doing the mala. We have a sankalpa that we will do this much of mala. Idea was so that I will remember. But somehow it slipped into mere chanting. It has its own effect, no doubt. Not that it has got, it doesn't have, it has. But now we are making it more and more effective. That equanimity, that I forgot. Equanimity, Because definitely he will put us in different tests. So Nama is for equanimity. Nama is for efficiency. Like that, we will slowly, now makes us to think. If we develop this, we will slowly remove everything and only Nama, and suddenly we...
Nama is for expansion of inner vision, like from me to we.
But we should, if we say Nama is for inner vision, we should feel that and say, no. Please, I have been convinced, I am intellectually 100% convinced that I have to expand from me to we. So today I am dedicating my Ram Nam for enabling me to move really from me to we. So far it has been an understanding. Now I am doing something practical. Something like, you have heard about sowing the seed, you have heard about nurturing it, you have heard about watering it, manuring it, and looking after it, and various cultural operations. But you have not done it. You have gone to the temple, you have gone to the college, you have understood everything. But actually now you are in the field with the seed in your hand. Now we are going to put the seed. So far the intellectual knowledge is there. Now we are taking the Mamti or whatever tools that are required and actually doing it. So here our tool is Ram Nam. Think about it. This is the way which, of late, he makes us to think very deeply. Because if you leave Ram Nam, it will become again an intellectual exercise. If you don't have this background, it becomes a mechanical exercise of Ram Nam. So a stage comes where we blend, we weave in both. And the advantage we have in, suppose we keep on bringing this dimension and joining with Ram Nam, it is not a new thing. The only thing we have to refine it, that's all, in our approach. Any other discipline we have to now bring in. Here it is not like that. Nama itself has been given to us and we have been doing it for ages. So now it is easy for us, it may not be easy, agreed, but relatively easy for us to connect up all this. So we make a note. You are writing Ram Nam, Similarly, you make a note. I am you make me to chant for this purpose, for this purpose, for this purpose. We would have listed about 13 or 14 or 15. You can add anything, Because you are in the field now. Think. You are now praying to him before the end of this year. You must give some enlightenment to us in the form of making your presence felt in my heart. I had enough good innings in my life, but still I am not complete. I don't feel I am complete. You gave me a lot of opportunities in my life. You made me to go through stressful period. You saved me from that. You made me to accept situations. All these things are plus points for me, but I have not still felt your presence within. And these are some of the methods through which I feel I will be able to feel your presence by improving the quality of my Ram Nam. Any one is enough, all also can be tried. So Nama for knowing the purpose of chanting, Nama for kindling love and devotion for the Lord, Nama for transforming faith into trust, Nama for feeling protection, Nama for praying to him in times of crisis, distress, Nama for remembering with gratitude all that he has given to us, Nama for concentration, developing concentration in my mind, Nama for becoming aware of the witness consciousness, Nama for experiencing silence or stillness within me, Nama for purifying the mind, me and mine, Nama for everlasting peace, Nama for divinizing all my activities, Nama for connecting with the indwelling reality. Nama for developing surrender aspect. Nama for making us aware of his unbounded grace. Yes, anybody? About this methodology now. So far we had enough of the theories. Hari Om.
Ramanama chanting can help us in actually leading the day-to-day life also, Swamiji.
Definite. Definite. These are all day-to-day, you know. This is not separate from that.
Daily for day-to-day life leading, day-to-day life happily.
Right from morning till evening, whatever we do, divinizing all activities means what? All activities. Whether it is cleaning the vessel, whether it is sitting before the computer, whether it is sweeping the floor, whether we are administering an office, whether we are conducting a survey, whether we are doing research, whether we are preparing laddu, everywhere, So we are praying, we are dedicating the Nam. There could be so many methods. Suppose we are unable to do it straight away. Morning we spend about half an hour, 1 hour in our puja room, or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And then when we make an earnest appeal to him, today, this is what, each day I am trying now to remember intensely by your grace. Now, actualize my sankalpa, please. I must be able to remember you through Nama. So while chanting Nama, this should be also in my mind. So the purpose is also known, Nama is also done. Not merely knowledge, but also action. We have prepared the land, we have to cultivate, And here our tool is Nama.
Swamiji, there is one, sweet madness, cool madness, mild madness, peace madness, because it is tempered with Ram's elixir of love. Everything this amounts to what has been Swamiji has been saying, isn't it?
Because whenever he chose to go back to solitude, that you kindly read. What was he doing?
Yes.
Even in Chidambaram, for example. And then he was reading Bhagavad Gita, In Tirupati, you will find. In Rameshwaram, you will find. So, we are trying to go back.
Sarva Dharman Parityajya. That is very important.
Sadhu simply stared at him. Oh God, Ram Bhajan, he says.
Referring to the manual. Manual, yes.
All the way from Mangalore, the divine mantra of Sri Ram was on his lips. On 27th December morning, he left. And he writes, before adoption of sannyas. All the time, alighting from the train, he proceeded to the city. All the time, all the way from Mangalore, the divine mantra of Sri Ram was on his lips. He could never forget it. The utterance of Ram's name alone sustained and cheered him. That is how he again starts in the yatra. How he brings the first and foremost thing of chanting his name. He had prepared the ground well. So it was not at all a lip level chanting. All the time, all the way from Mangalore, the divine mantra of Sri Ram was on his lips. He could never forget it. He got down at Tea Road, he went for food, again he came back to the station. Then there was a dialogue with somebody else. That person directed him to go took him up to Trichy. But in between, or throughout in mental chanting, something was going on. All the time. This is what he says, all the time. Then from there, they were singing the glorious name of Ram. Yeah. And you see, the two people are doing bhajan, and they say, since morning we have been singing the glory of God, He has given us only this much. Hunger is pinching the stomach. How are we to procure food? Oh God, is the bhajan from morning till now worth only 9 pies? In Papa's case also, he has not also eaten anything. Because he has taken a vow, Though money was with him, he has taken a vow. Henceforth, the body be maintained and fed upon the food procured by bhiksha, or on what was offered as alms. So the money was with him, he passed on 1 rupee to the people, but he did not. Ramdas discovered 2 pies, and with that he ate them without pleasure. And in Rameshwaram, disposed of the money. Then starts various tests. Somebody can go through and underline wherever Ram chanting. Or Ramdas was busy with the meditation and was feeling as though he was moving about in a dream in Madurai, Either meditation or chanting. Now we don't find any difference between that. In Chidambaram, he entered there.
Swamiji, what is this Gerua? Gerrua?
Our Kavi cloth, Our Kavi cloth.
Yes.
That's
That
all.
has been said as orange clothes.
Ah,
colored
okay,
clothes.
okay. That's
But
all.
what is that language? Yerua.
English.
Is it Tamil or some other, just like that? What is the language? Yerua.
Hindi, yeah?
Hindi?
Somebody says Hindi. We have to go to Google Baba and find out.
That's it.
Huh?
Yes.
That is one, that muddy color. It is mud color is called Gerua. That mud itself is called Gerua in Hindi.
Normally, when white clothes are taken, it will be dipped.
Gerua, not Gerua.
Anyway, whatever it may be.
Acha.
Yeah.
Orange only.
Kunyambu used to have it here. Whenever somebody wants, he will put it there and then take it. Even when we were having it, after some washing, it will get faded. So Kunyambu, that matti type, you put it in the something like mud, a red mud. Then it will be mixed with the water, and this will be dipped and taken out, and then dried. After some washing, it will again go. Because nowadays, what we are wearing is in Khadi, this thing, they have got this dyed one, and this does. So dyed one, D-Y-E-D. So that will not go easily. That will also get faded because we are applying soap. So Nama, please concentrate upon that. It need not necessarily be chanting. It can be meditation, it can be bhajan. You will say Ram bhajan. Different. That means how he was, we are trying to understand, though it was not necessary for him, he still makes us to makes us understand, to make us understand, he probably uses that word. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. ഒന്നയച്ചെന്നെ ഞാൻ അതാക്കും. In Tiruvannamalai, he says this was the first time he was taken by Ram into solitude for his bhajan. Now he felt most senseful sensation since he could be there, he could hold undisturbed communion with Ram. So he gives us some idea now, the undisturbed communion with Ram. Actually, he was rolling in a sea of indescribable happiness. To fix the mind on the fountain of bliss, Ram means experience joy. We will again go through with this perspective, then probably our Ram Nam chanting will become more and more effective. Always he is present, so that is why he doesn't feel the sense of individuality separate, Swamiji, it is impossible to think of sleep for the night. The cold will not allow us to a wink of sleep. So much the better, replied Ramdas. All the time can then be devoted to Ram Bhajan, the bhajan of that all-powerful, all-loving being. That is all right for you, but I should suggest a move from this. No. Receiving no reply, Ramdas, who was then engaged in the meditation of Ram, the Sadhu Ram, laid himself down in the shape of 8. He concentrated on these things, not on these things, So again we go through every chapter and then find out how he has linked. And again go back, where from he started. There also we find, in the first chapter, of course, he has given us, First chapter, yes. Thenceforward, a part of the time that was formerly totally devoted to worldly affairs was taken up for the meditation of Ram. And then he said, the more Ramdas meditated on and uttered his name, the greater the relief. In course of time, which are free from worldly, utilized for Ram Bhajan, with scarcely 1 or 2 hours his rest. His devotion for Ram progressed by leaps and bounds. During the day, when cares and anxieties were besetting him due to monetary and other troubles, Ram was coming to his aid in unexpected ways. So whenever free from worldly duties, be the period ever so small, he would meditate on Ram and utter his name. Walking in the streets, he would be uttering Ram, Ram. Ramdas was now losing attraction for the objects of the world. Sleep, except for 1 or 2 hours in the night, was given up for the sake of Ram. So the first chapter again, we go through now, probably we will understand better. So today and yesterday, from yesterday, Papa has been trying, hey, look here, all right, you understood so many things. Link it up, how far you are going to keep it in your mind. Do something by which it becomes a part of you. In his case, it became a part of him. We are trying, whether we succeed or not, don't worry. He is prompting us to do the trying now. Nama chanting, that is nobody need to teach us. The rest of the things we need somebody to teach us. Here we don't need anybody to teach us. So, and we know in different ragas, in different tunes, we can chant with speed, without speed.
Swamiji. Swami.
Yes.
Namaskar, Swami.
Namaskar.
Before Papa's father gave the mantra, he was still chanting Ram. What was he chanting at that point? He was chanting simply the word Ram or something?
Yeah. He was chanting Ram, 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 Ram. And then when father did not come for that. Everybody became panicky because of his concentrated devotion toward this. They mistook it. They thought something is wrong with him. So when they became panicky, they sent word for his father. A father was in Udupi, he rushed up. He was also very much attached to Papa. So when he came here, he saw, because he was also a advanced, spiritually evolved soul, he could understand. It is not that something is wrong with him. But still he asked, what happened to you, son? Then he said, Ram made him to chant. At this stage, one day, Ramdas' father Papa in different books, he has explained about this. In Ramdas talks of Swami Ramdas, it is mentioned here that this was the background. And then when Papa told him, Ram made him to repeat this name, then he said, no. I will give you a name which was given to him by a sannyasi. Hold on to it and you will get peace. He did not say anything else. You will get peace. So that is how from Ram to Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Later on he added Om also to it.
Before his mantra initiation, when he was chanting only Ram, at that point of time also he was clear that Ram is the subtle mysterious power. Or was he chanting
Yes.
Ram born in Ayodhya?
Yeah. But we now assume, we put two and two together, because later on when we happen to go through Gandhiji's writings, there exactly the same word is used. So when he said that was the first spiritual touch. When Gandhiji was repeating Ram, Ram, that was Gandhiji's mantra. And he started using it. We are now inferring, we are putting two and two together. So he had he always goes deep into it. So when he went through Gandhiji's teaching, Gandhiji used the same word, mysterious power. We have in Ashram a small book called Pathway to God by Gandhiji's collections, compilations from different books. There he says, God is not an entity, God is the mysterious, subtle and mysterious power. So when we put two and two together, the first article and the other one, we find that he must have had a clear-cut concept of God right from the beginning. Because Gandhiji's Ram also is not limited to Lord Ramachandra Murthy of Ayodhya. So we put these two things together. So that is how he must have started. But later on, God willed that he should add something more. So he prompted his father to come and give him. Later on again, he was made to go through intensely on Ramtirthas. Ramtirtha gives a lot of importance for Pranava Mantram. That is enough. So then he added that Om also. And then finally he gave an interpretation of himself. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. It may be unconventional. He has given us, he has defined it. Om stands for the Nirguna. Sri stands for the Saguna. Ram stands for both and beyond both. Jai stands for victory. That is his interpretation. No? And with that he was chanting. So he was covering everything, both Nirguna, Saguna. Starting with the Nirguna, he also covered the Saguna. Now when we go through all these things, especially Mataji's, in quest, she says, in quest of God, 11 times I want you to read so that you will know the Nirguna Tattva. Because nowhere, he talks about any Saguna Aradhana as such. Though he has visited temples, he has not touched upon the word Saguna Aradhana. There also he was able to have the Nirguna aspect, Nirguna experience. Thus connecting with himself the Nirguna Tattva. So of late we have been thinking that Papa's approach might be that we must have first firmly grounded in Nirguna and then accept the whole world as Saguna, rather than accepting any other thing as Saguna. Everything included. Even in a temple, idol is included in the Saguna Darshan. No? It is not excluded. Everything is a Saguna form for him. Then first grounded in Nirguna Tattva. That is why in the first article he mentions clearly that he is the subtle and mysterious power, the only reality, birthless and deathless. All these things are Nirguna only, So before we enter into this particular article prepares us to have a proper perspective. which we hope, apart from Ram giving, probably Gandhiji must also have been instrumental, and he is going through various teachings like Yoga Vasishta, Gospel of Swami Ramakrishna, Vivekananda's, all these things, Buddha teaching, all these things also must have given him, because Chandrasekhar Rao writes, it was not a reading, it was an absorption, assimilating. It was not a lip level, it was not a reading or hearing. It was going deeper into his mind. Anyhow, so today we again remember about how to blend all these things with our Nama chanting. Nama for knowing the purpose of chanting, Nama for kindling love and devotion to the Lord, Nama for transforming faith into trust, Nama for feeling protection whenever we are in trouble, Nama for praying to Him whenever we are in distress, Nama for remembering with gratitude towards Him, Nama for concentration, developing concentration, Nama for becoming aware of witness consciousness within us, Nama for experiencing silence or stillness, Nama for purifying the mind, Nama for everlasting peace, Nama for divinizing all our activities, Nama for connecting with the indwelling reality, Nama for becoming aware of the grace, Nama for total surrender. So all of you are requested to note down these, whatever that comes to your mind, whatever that you remember. Because if we concentrate on one, that is enough.
Swamiji, Bhakta Swami Ramadana Swami took place at Hosdurg. Kannangad, North Kerala.
Hosdurg. Near Kanjangad. Where is Hosdurg? Is asking.
Hosdurg and Kanjangad are same.
Yes.
Prior to, this was a part of Karnataka, part of South Canara district. South Canara district was also in the presidency of Madras state. So at that time it was known as Hosdurg. Hose Kota. Even today it's called Kota. There was a Pudiya Kota. Kota means, fort. Hosdurg means, Hose means new. So Pudiya Kota.
So I wanted to know whether it is near our ashram.
No. This is called Mavungal, or what you call Ramnagar.
5 kilometers.
From here it's about 4-5 kilometers, not more than that probably, because from the road again you have to take a diversion. It is on the railway line. You can see when you reach from the other side, from Calicut side, you will see Nityananda Ashram. Nityananda Ashram is within the Kota. Within the Kota, near the Kota. That place is called still Pudiya Kota. Township is there, government offices are there, registration offices, so many things, government offices are there. Later on, I don't know how the word Kanjangad came, so that is also there. When we all started knowing, we know it as Kanjangad and Pudiya Kota, Hosdurg. But in our official record, it is still called Hosdurg district.
Pardon?
In Hosdurg is the district.
I see. Hosdurg.
Actually, it is not Drug. D-R-U-G.
Durg means fort, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fort.
Fort.
There were small kingdom, In Bekal there was a fort. So many places there are forts. Small chieftains were there. They were holding the land, so they had a fort. Beautiful fort everywhere.
Bekal also there is a fort.
Bekal also. 500 years to 600 years back.
That is famous place.
But it's all connected to Kannada culture.
Swamiji, Hosedurga was the station's name. Now they
Hosdurga was station name, she said.
By
those days.
My father and I were born.
Yeah. Yeah.
Station was the Hosadurga.
Even Papa has written, no, at that time, he came to Hosdurg only. From on that fateful day in Kasaragod.
Because my father had born there, 1905.
Yeah. It is there in the record. All our previous documents, when we go through, we will find the same, Hosdurg. Anyhow, that is already, let us not deviate. Whether it is Hosdurg or Kanjangad, doesn't matter. We are trying to give importance for Ram Nam. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om
Hari Om Swamiji, pranams.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Hari Om Swamiji.